Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to have a very entertaining show for you today. I have a friend of mine, Alex Franks, joining us today from South Carolina. And what I can say about Alex is he likes being outside, and he is known for listening to the market. So we're going to peel all of that back. How you doing this morning, Alex?
Man, I'm good. I'm always in a good mood. You'll notice that from my posts or just the way I am in life.
I like it. I like it. Well, why don't you introduce the audience to who you are, how long you've been doing real estate, all the various stuff you've done over, and then we'll kind of jump into your story today.
I've been involved in real estate now for almost 19 years,
Hmm.
from wholesaling to flipping to rehabbing to houses to apartments. I pretty much have done it all, to new construction to turnkey rentals. God, I owned a large turnkey company from 2009 to 13,
Hmm.
jumped into multifamilies in 14, jumped into new construction in 15. And I've done it all, but it's easier to say I've made more mistakes than most.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can teach people what not to do in this business. And I think that's more of what my story's about.
Well, I like that. You know, a little humility is always good because you and I both know that real estate's hard. There are lots of places where you can make errors in this, both financially with partners. I mean, it's a people business. So I like that. This is going to be a fun conversation. One thing I've got to say is you certainly do listen to the market, right? 2009 to 13, running a turnkey company, probably no better time. Apartments, 2014, pretty good timing. New construction in 15, pretty good timing. You're 3 for 3. So I'm curious to, why don't we jump into what are you doing today, right? 2019, summer of 2019. What's the market telling Alex Franks today?
You know, I'm a little different than most. I stick to a 30-mile radius of my house.
Okay.
I don't do anything outside a 30-mile radius, maybe 60 miles if it slows down. But new construction in our area is hot.
Okay.
And I'm not the smart guy. I listen to smart people. Days on the market. As soon as I build something, it sells.
Hmm.
So right now we're focused strictly on new construction and for the retail side. We have a large project we're putting together that it's 50 quads, 101 houses and 210 townhomes. It's a 3-year project. I'm looking at the end of that project. Those might be turning to the rental side. The quads will definitely be the rental, but the retail side is the new construction. It makes sense in today's market, especially in our market. I'm not going to say everywhere in the U.S.,
Yeah.
but in the Southeast, anything we build sells right now.
Yeah.
And we're building starter homes, medium priced homes, and I try to stay on that middle. I don't go for the very high and I don't go for the low. I kind of stay in the middle area. It seems to work better for us.
Yeah, well, that's the greatest security. You have multiple exits. If the owner occupant market dries up, interest rates double, whatever, you can always go rental. But let's put some numbers on this because people are watching this from around the country. You're in South Carolina, just south of Charlotte, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm literally 20 minutes from the Charlotte airport.
Excellent. So when you say new construction, the median, is that like, I don't know, 190 to 215? What is it in your market?
Our houses are priced right about from 280
Oh,
to
280.
about 550 range.
Oh, wow.
I might have a few that go a little higher, but 550, we're still talking 3,500 square foot, full acre.
Wow.
When I say a starter house, 280, we're looking at 2,100 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath, a bonus room above the garage. The South is still pretty affordable to most places in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you say this is a, for most people, this would be a dream project to go after, right? Building 500 units ground up. Is this all out of Alex Frank's checkbook, or do you have partners, or, how do you go raise capital, construction loans? How does the financing all work out?
It's an awesome question. And what I tell everyone is I'm a vision person. I create a vision and I build teams around me. I've always been a vision person and I build teams. And I always say, if I'm the smartest guy on the team, there's something wrong. So
Me too.
the team concept, listen, I promise, the team concept is huge.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly building and rebuilding that team. We have 26 houses going up in some form or fashion right now.
Okay.
And with that, I'm building the same capital partners, the same vertical partners, the same company that's building for us, the same realtors. We're working on the big project. So it's all about the team. It's not about me. I promise it. I'm just the person with the vision. I know what I want to accomplish, and then I bring in the right people, and I let the right people do what they're good at.
Wow, that's awesome. So, I don't want to get lost in because I could ask questions about the big stuff all day long, but let's rewind, Alex, to 19 years ago when you were a fresh baby-faced new real estate investor. Maybe you didn't even own anything yet. Why did you turn to real estate first?
I went to a seminar, and there was a guy on stage, Robert Shemin. If you've really been in this business, you remember he was one of the first ones out speaking.
Yeah.
And everyone said how intelligent he was. I was working with kids at the time. I was working at a 3 and 4 year old kids. I was over the kid program. Mm-hmm. I had some teenage kids, and I would sneak out during my lunch break and flip houses. This is when we didn't have the social media, so I'd run ads in the newspaper. I would make sure it was like 2 lines because I only had, $35 was a lot of money. And I started wholesaling houses. But maybe because I'm an analytical person, the numbers made sense. The system he had in place, and that stuck out to me. I said, he wasn't smarter than you or me. He had a system in place. It was all about numbers, and it just caught my attention. And from that moment forward, I've just had the bug for real estate.
All right. So you had a day job, right, working with kids. You go to a seminar like all of us, right? We get attracted to that 90-minute, 2-hour thing. We get a bug. And for you, you start flipping or wholesaling, I think you said.
I was wholesaling first. And then if you keep in mind, back in the day, the loans were very easy to acquire.
Oh, so yeah, 2000?
You basically went to the bank. So I started rehabbing houses and flipping those. And the first couple houses, I was upside down completely. My parents had to bail me out. Without them, I wouldn't be here. But, you learn so many lessons along the way from each step of growth in this business. And it's just elevated each time. But there was a lot of mistakes and a lot of the school of hard knocks. I definitely learned it, but doing it by myself.
Yeah. Very, very cool. All right. So when do you move out of your day job, right? Either via flipping profits, or when does that kind of go, I'm going to go real estate full time? When does that happen?
I think people have to be very honest with themselves and have a game plan. I want to create a passive income of $5,000 a month to replace my income.
Yeah.
People that flip houses shouldn't leave their job because that's not, there's no longevity in that. The market's going to go up and down. Passive income, there has to be a number you reach. When you reach that number, you surpass your income and you have what ifs behind you, maybe reserve fund, then it's time to think about leaving your job, but not until then. I've seen so many folks leave their jobs early to jump into this business, and then 2-3 years later go, man, what was I thinking?
Yeah, that I'm so glad we brought this up because I've seen it a couple of times, right? I've been doing this 16 years, so not quite 19. I remember vividly, and I actually put it in my book, a tech worker like in 2007 going, I'm gonna flip homes in Dallas, Texas from California, and never did it before. He quit his 6-figure job. Just no, that's not how this business works. It crushes people like that. Yeah.
This is a tough business. Education's the key. I think anybody that's been in the business for about 7-8 years, regardless, you've seen a cycle and you have a good understanding of the ups and downs. If you haven't been in the business long enough, there's a lot of variables that it's not on paper. It's going to happen through the business, through the rentals, through the new construction, through the rehabs, things that go right and wrong, and
yeah,
it's not in a book. It's not in a course. These are things you're going to learn over time.
Oh, amen. So for passive income, what did that mean for you? I'm assuming buy and hold, but maybe it was notes. What did that mean for you?
Oh, no. I had a very unique system in the beginning. I was buying 3 to 4 houses at a time.
Yep.
I was working on them myself, and my thing was sell 3, keep 1 free and clear, and keep going.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
sometimes it was 2.
Yep. Yeah, so you would buy some, and then you would take the profits from that, the 1 or the 2 or 3 you sold, and again keep 1 free and clear. So you did that. Go ahead.
I have a lot of great mentors out there, and one of them has always preached to me, 10 free and clear is better than 100 financed. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I like the free and clear. No debt is good debt. And for me, even today, that project I discussed, the 50 quads,
Yeah.
in my mind, I'm keeping 10 of those. And I will pay them off through the new construction, the 100 houses and the townhomes. And that's always been a system I stuck to. And I tell people today, if you're doing 3 projects, sell 2, pay off 1, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I've gotten to the point, you when you're in this business long enough, you attract other people that are quote unquote successful, right? Flippers and wholesalers today, right? That are doing 50 to 100 deals a year. And I'm like, well, what'd you keep? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, whoa, mistake, right? What happened if you kept a quarter of them, right? You'd get off the rat race. Crazy.
I had an ex-partner. We had a company come to us in 14. They wanted 150 doors in Charlotte. They said, hey, we hear you're the guys, you can get us the volume. I said, it's not happening. There's nothing. The hedge funds came in and really wiped out most of the market.
Yep.
Oh, I sat with Invitation Homes. I thought I was a big player until I walked in their office and I realized how little I was. He took 27 out of 29 homes in about an hour-long conversation. They closed in 5 days, all cash. Wow. I knew the market was decimated then. They brought over 7,000 houses in the Charlotte market. The company that came to us was out of Utah, said, hey, we want you not to get us doors. We want you to build new construction turnkey rentals. It took a minute to put all the pieces in place, to get the numbers to where we needed them to be, and then to make it work. Because their return that they were trying to get for their investors, it wasn't feasible. But I looked at my partner at one point because we built 36 in Columbia, South Carolina. And I said, Kevin, why don't we keep 18 of these? We built 52 in another area. And I said, man, we'll keep 26 of these. I said, we're done. But they weren't selling because they had a contract to build 500. So they wanted to keep going. And I was like, man, we would have been done. And that was when I walked away and started my own company. I said, you know what, I'll build my own. No big deal. Once you're armed with knowledge in this business, you can always do it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So when was that? 2014, 15?
2016, August 2016. I walked into an office. I looked at the partners and I said, guys, I'm going to leave now. Yeah. This is all yours, and I'm going to just do my own thing.
Wow, that's awesome. So what does your team look like now? Because again, you're doing some really, really impressive things, but I'm guessing that comes with a fair amount of overhead.
No, quite the opposite.
Wow.
I downsized in life and I downsized in business. We have one lady that runs our office. She's out of Atlanta.
Okay.
I have one local partner here. I have one large capital group here, and it consists of 4 guys. I have one partner from the West Coast. And then we have 2 brothers that are our builders that build everything for us. Wow. And then I have 3 realtors. Now, one that strictly brings me projects. Yeah. She's very well connected. She's been in the business for 30 years. I have 2 other realtors, one that's kind of on our team. She's wanting to be part of the team. Yeah. And one who happens to be the best of the best in this market. And I go, it's not the volume of people, it's the quality of people. So I've downsized everything, and we're more efficient by using better people on the team.
I love that.
And don't be afraid to give up some of the profit. People are so worried about taking all the money in. Pay everybody well. I promise you're going to make money.
Yeah, that's a big lesson right there. I think especially when you're in the beginning, right? And people are talking about tens of thousands of dollars and they're like, they think that's all ours in this conversation. No, we're rewarding our team members, right? Because without them, right, we're just one-hit wonders, right? We want to be in this business, in your case, 19 years. So take care of the people that take care of you, right?
I used to explain, I like using analogies. It's like a pizza. Yeah? I was like, I keep one piece and I give out the other 8 pieces. But I want to have lots of pies consistently coming in and moving, because every time I keep a piece, I'm just stacking it. It adds up. It really does. Yeah. And in this business, again, it's threefold. I build new construction, but I'm putting that money into buy and hold. They're going to be quads. Yeah. I still own a bunch of rentals myself. So I'm always, whatever I'm taking out, I'm putting back in. And that's a lesson too within this business.
Yeah. That's amazing. So I am curious, and if you don't want to answer this question, totally cool, but I'm just curious at this point. What does your portfolio look like today? Is it like 100 different properties or 100 different doors, or are we talking 500 doors, or what is it? What is Alex?
No, no, I walked away from everything. When I say everything, I walked away from a company that owned rentals. I started over.
Yeah.
I probably got about 20 right now.
Okay.
Between multifamily and single. When I started over, Michael, I literally said, watch, guys, you can have everything. And they were like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, that's cool, man. So I left rentals. I left the business. I just walked away from everything.
Okay.
Started over from nothing.
Yeah.
I had a capital put back.
Sure.
I've always talked about reserves. So I spent a year just traveling, talking to mentors. And I was going to build a legitimate hedge. We were going to do a fund. And then I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I had some folks that were going to lend me money to start hard money lending. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I just started buying rentals here and there, a few around the area. To be honest, nothing made sense number-wise, so I didn't buy.
Yeah, of course.
I just, timing and numbers have to make sense. So new construction right now, for me, that's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
And I think the apartment market, I've got a buddy who owns 8,000 units.
Yeah.
Very smart guy. And I'm going 2021, 22, if it softens up, I'll look at apartments again.
Right.
Rentals, they don't make sense right now, rentals in our market, because people can sell them retail. So there's no sense in acquiring them right now.
Right. Yeah. And again, this goes back to right when we opened, right? Alex Franks listens to the market, right? And you've been through multiple cycles, multiple ups and downs. So you can look for those little indicators about where to focus. And today in your market, that 30 miles, it's new construction, clearly.
I've always told folks, don't recreate the wheel. The market tells us what to do. Mm-hmm. And then timing is everything. If it's a good analogy, baseball, we're probably in the 7th, 8th inning. We just don't know where in the 7th, 8th inning. We're definitely up. We're pushing numbers. But the market speaks volume. And it's not just the market. There's indicators in the market. Yeah. Days on the market, price per, square foot sales price. There's a lot of indicators that we have to listen to, but you understand it from being in this business.
Yeah. So what are some of those? What are some of the things you watch for? I mean, I know you said days on market earlier in the interview. What are some other indicators that people can look for in their specific market?
Well, for us here, again, it's numbers, like what I'm building per square foot, what I'm selling per square foot.
Oh, there you go.
In Rock Hill, the lower houses, the starter homes, we're getting about 133 a square foot sale side. Mm-hmm. On the high, we're about 155, maybe pushing 165 as I get to the outer markets closer to Charlotte. Okay. Charlotte's at 220 a square foot. I've always told folks, if I see us get to 180 a square foot, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm out. And it's all for me based on square foot sales price. That tells me everything I need to know. Again, it's numbers. Numbers don't lie, people do, but numbers tell you.
I like that. Numbers don't lie, people do. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what are some things that could throw a wrench into what the market's telling you today? Like if interest rates went from, sub 4 to 6, does that change the equation? Or what are some things that you could see in the future causing you to go, oh, maybe I should back off new construction?
Mine is days on the market. If our houses aren't selling in 90 to 120 days, I'm already nervous and I'm slowing down the build, Okay. I'm not going to build as many as we have. I'm literally telling our little group, guys, we're going to start pulling back a little bit.
Okay.
And we might have a little downtime and let's see where it shifts to. But days on the market for me is super important. And again, you surround yourself with the right team members that should be feeding you this information.
Right. No, I like that. Okay. Yeah. And again, that makes total sense, right? You have an assembly line of builds, right? You see them coming on and you just slow that down, right? If days on market starts to rise, you back off a little bit so that what comes off the assembly line is less and it gives you a better chance to recoup. That makes total sense. And again, the strategy of sell the houses, keep the quads, genius. And these quads are what, 2-bedroom, 3 bedrooms? What are you building?
We're it's literally in the planning process. I actually had a meeting yesterday with the property management company that I want to bring in, a very smart, educated man here in Charlotte. He's oversees about 3,000 units in Charlotte and Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We were discussing the HOA, but there'll be 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-bed, 2-bath.
Wow.
A 4-unit, 3 and 2, 2 and 2.
Yeah.
But the area we're building is a very prestigious area. So we know it's, and again, these are through the team that brought us this project.
Yep. So,
we also, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners know already, we also play in the opportunity zones in Rock Hill.
Yep.
We actually have started a fund a bit ago. So we're doing a lot in the opportunity zone in those areas of Rock Hill. So it's commercial, and we're looking at what we call starter homes, or the city wants to build affordable housing. So we're kind of looking at projects like that, going, what can we take on as well?
Yeah. So why don't we, just in case somebody doesn't know what an opportunity zone is, why don't you give your quick definition or why that's important to kind of look at?
I'm learning it myself. This is a true. I was in my dad. My dad recently passed. More than most, and I spent a lot of time at the hospital with him.
Yep.
I was reading the Wall Street Journal, and it was Donald Trump's son-in-law. There was a thing about opportunity zone.
Yep.
And I said, I know he does real estate. I know he does. I'm going to read and Google this and find out what's going on. Mm-hmm. So I started learning. I have a friend out of Arizona. She has a fund. They literally just got the fund up and running. So she's educating me on it. But I know it's a 10-year tax-free investment where you can invest in it. And I don't quote me on this because I'm learning.
Yeah.
But I'm the guy boots on the ground that's going to find projects. But I understand the power of buying within a fund and in an opportunity zone, and the 10-year tax-free investment is really strong.
Yeah. What I'll say about an opportunity zone, because they have them in Fresno as well, is basically the federal government wants to invest in certain areas of the country. The city politicians can select where those are, right? They empowered the local governments to select, because you can't say everywhere. Like, you're not going to do an opportunity zone in Beverly Hills, for example, right? It's in areas that needs capital. And as always, they have created tax incentives to reward people that is willing to do what the government wants. In this case, it is, if you're willing to lock up the money for, I believe it's 10 years, you get, you can have the gain tax free. How do you like me now? Right?
It's low-income areas too, so it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Michael, we are Rock Hill, again, the town I live in. They have areas already done. You can look at them on the map.
Yep.
And then I have one other area about 15 minutes from me in York. We're slowly looking at that area for those as well.
Very, very cool. So I am curious, when you look in the future, let's say it's 10 years. I usually only do a couple of years, but you've been doing this so long. 10 years from now, you're still in good health. You're still working out all the time, still looking good. But monster guns, put them away. You got a license for those. But you've got, what are you doing in 10 years? You think what's Alex doing?
Well, I can already tell you what I'm doing in 3 years, not 10. I'm going to live outside the U.S. for 6 months out of the year.
Okay.
I'll build a house every 2 years to keep residents here in the U.S.
Okay.
Travel is big. I want to teach gardening all over the world.
Okay.
I love gardening, and I said I want to be able to run in multiple countries, like do little races in all these different countries. Okay. So this is a 3-year plan to be done and moving on.
I like that. Okay. So when you say live out of the country, now you're not going to you're going to just pick different countries to live in, right? You're not going to say, hey, I'm going to plant roots in Thailand, for example.
I'm actually leaving for Southeast Asia in December, and I'm buying a one-way ticket. I'm going to Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and I said, December and January, slowest time in real estate anyway, Yeah. And I said, I'm just going to go. And I said, no return ticket, and I'll just figure it out when I get there.
I love that. Oh man, you are awesome. So let's talk about what are some advice you have for new investors, right? A lot of people that watch my channel have less than 5 units. Many of them have 0. With your 19 years of experience, what a couple of 2-3 things you could say, hey, think about this, research that. What's your advice for them, Alex?
Learn the numbers. Don't listen to numbers. Learn the numbers for yourself. You got to know numbers in this business. Don't take the numbers from other people. You've got to understand the numbers and know the numbers. In this business, building slow and having patience is okay. You don't need to buy 50 at a time. Building that foundation in the very beginning, solid foundation, is awesome. And to always think about the team, build a team around you. We're only so good at what we do, but build a team that's armed with knowledge, and it'll grow. I promise it'll grow.
That's awesome. So how can people follow what Alex Franks is doing, right? Because you are a special human being with a lot of experience and clearly enjoy giving back. How can people follow you?
Michael, here's the great thing, and I love that I've been following you as well. I don't sell anything. I don't have anything to sell or do. I'm kind of a social media person, and you see what I do. I post my thoughts daily. You'll see some mornings I'm out running at 3:30, 4 a.m.
Yeah, I see that.
I float to my own tune, and I'm going, if anybody ever comes to Charlotte, I'm here. If you want to see projects, look me up. I'm very easy. If you Google my name, and there's a lot of stuff out there. I've done a lot of podcasts. I've done a lot of radio. I've done a lot of stuff. I just enjoyed life, and I'm going, connect with me on social media. I try some days. It's not all real estate, but if you notice, I try to put some lessons out there, real estate, things that I think are important for people to hear and learn.
Yeah, and he's serious about it. 3:30 runs. It's pretty crazy. I went, oh my gosh. Yeah. So Alex, this has been so much fun. Thanks for doing this for me, man. I appreciate it. You keep doing what you're doing. All right.
Man, thank you, Michael. Thank you. I really appreciate it too. And just so you know, I'm a fan of yours as well. I like that you put out an honest approach to people with no fluff. That's what attracted me to you when we started talking and I started following you on YouTube. I was going, God, this is honest. This isn't fluff. This isn't sales. This isn't, hey, come to my course, buy my materials. This is true education material that people need to hear.
Oh, man, that means so much to me. I appreciate that, brother. Thanks. Take care of yourself.